up, y'all? I'm Mackenzie McGehee. I'm a love coach, and today we are talking about how to overcome loneliness in the dating process. Let's get into it. When we are talking about loneliness, the first thing that we need to freaking talk about is human connection. We are wired. We are literally wired as humans for connection. We thrive in community. We thrive in connection, safe connection with another human. You might even be experiencing my nervous system right now. Your nervous system is always scanning your environment, always scanning other humans for safety or danger cues. And when we're talking about danger, let's broaden that. That's not just survival danger, right? If you have experienced something in your past that emotionally wounded you through relation in the relational field, which if you are a human, this has happened. Oh my God. And then you throw dating on top of it. Yes, most likely everybody watching this has felt wounded in the relational field in your dating experience, maybe even in your childhood. And so then your nervous system stores that data and it's constantly scanning for safety or danger cues within your environment and other people. So right now, my nervous system is talking to yours. I can't see you, so your nervous system is not talking back. And hopefully, just by experiencing my nervous system in a regulated place, that is going to lend you a moment of human connection. I am right here with you. I am another human, and I am consciously sending safety signals so that maybe you just get that moment of human connection. So with all that being said, if you are a human that experienced this past year of physical distancing, your human connection jar most likely is very low. It's probably not very highly filled with human connection. Now things are starting to open up and there may be a whole shift happening. However, I just want to let you know that you are human and we thrive in connection. So if that's something that you are longing for, right, in a partnership, that's so normal and human of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. So now that we have that out of the way, the second thing that I really want to drive home here is that if you are experiencing loneliness and you are longing for a partner, right? And I don't know about you, but for me, when the sun goes down and I'm making my way to bed, that's when that lonely feeling hits me really hard in the middle of the night when there is no connection with everybody's gone to sleep. I'm about to go to sleep and then boom, that lonely feeling gets really loud. And I want to validate that for you because that is such a full body experience. Okay, now that we've talked about human connection, you are wired for it. Number 2, loneliness is real. It is felt in the body. Now we can really dive into this topic. So the lonely feeling, how could that possibly affect me in the dating process? Well, it can affect you in all sorts of ways. What if you had that lonely feeling coming on at night and you were leaning into getting on the dating app in that moment and start swiping left or right? Most likely you aren't going to make the best decisions of what you really want in a partner. You're not going to be swiping based on that. That lonely feeling may be really big in that moment and may be the one making the decisions in your dating experience on online dating. Like you may be swiping right and saying yes to way more people that if that lonely feeling wasn't that big, you might not be as prone to swipe on all those people, right? And so this lonely feeling can really run amok if we aren't consciously creating a relationship with it. If we are not acknowledging it's there, then it's running the show underneath the surface, causing all sorts of stuff. I know in my experience, I'll share a little bit about how this lonely feeling came online, and maybe it will resonate with some of you all out there. I was single for 7 years. 7 freaking years. And then all of a sudden this person came and they were fun and exciting. And 2 weeks in, I knew that they weren't my person. But I didn't want to go back into the void, the dating void, the pause of human connection in that sense. So I stuck around and I kept going in that relationship for, I think, nearly 2 years. And that lonely feeling also caused me to show up in that relationship in a way that wasn't actually in alignment with me. But I had such a deep fear of being alone and a deep fear of that lonely feeling that had hit me so hard in the past, that had caused me to drink, to do drugs, to go out to a bar and take someone home. Like, that lonely feeling can really be a driving force for all sorts of behaviors that may not actually be in alignment with your highest good, with, what works for you and doesn't work for you in dating. So if we do not create a relationship, that's the next step. 1, you're acknowledging that you're wired for connection. That 2, that the lonely feeling is real. 3, you're acknowledging when it comes up, right? And you know what that lonely feeling feels like. And if you don't, just start to associate to it, right? Like, ooh, I'm feeling some kind of way. I feel like I want to do something that may not be the best for myself, like drink or do drugs or all these different ways that we cope with this lonely feeling. It's such a forceful driving force for all sorts of decisions that we make in our life. So once you acknowledge that that lonely feeling is there, especially in the dating realm, right? Instead of leaning into the dating realm to fill that void of that lonely feeling, how else could we possibly help that jar of human connection, right? So there's all sorts of different ways, but the first step is acknowledging it's just freaking there, and then holding hands with it might be the first step, and just saying, hey girl, hey boy, that lonely feeling, why are you here? What message do you have for me, right? And most of the time when you sort through all that, you may come to the conclusion like, I just want somebody to talk to you. I just want somebody to debrief with about my day. I just want somebody to go hiking with. I just want somebody to go camping with. And the beauty of this is it's going to be unique to you, right? Like, what my lonely feeling, why it's surfacing may be completely different than why your lonely feeling surfaces. So it's really getting curious about your particular lonely feeling part of you. And then, like, going hiking, all these things, these can be filled by other humans. You don't need a partner to fill this, right? And I think that's a mistake that I made in the past. Like, oh, I can't do this until I have a partner. Oh, I can't live this part of my life. This part is off limits until I get my partner. Well, no, that's not true. So getting curious and asking the question, pulling out those little tidbits of gold, and then asking, how can I fill this with other humans, right? Like, things that I do throughout my day to help that lonely feeling is I know that it's really important for me to have human connection first thing when I wake up. It's really supportive to the rest of my day. So ways I do this is I go get a coffee, and I just go through a drive-thru and I get that moment of connection with somebody from the coffee shop. Or I'll take myself out to breakfast and I'll be in a room full of other humans, and I live in a small town, so they all know who I am, and that really fills my cup. You can join groups, like if you're into mountain biking, there's groups of people that you can join to get that cup filled. If you want to go hiking with people, there are groups out there, there are apps where you can begin to hike with other humans. And really starting to lean into the safe people in your life. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a best friend, and just letting somebody know, like, hey, I'm feeling kind of lonely right now, and I'd really like to just share with you what happened today with my day. That would feel really good to me. So really acknowledging when that lonely feeling kicks online, and before you take that action, right, of starting swiping or drinking or whatever, eating a whole birthday cake. There's all these different ways that we cope with this lonely feeling. Lean into it and ask it questions, and don't berate it, but be gentle with that part of yourself that is feeling lonely and ask why it's here. Tell somebody that's safe, and then work backwards. Oh, I just really want to talk to somebody before I go to sleep at night. Maybe a friend, you could talk to that about with one of your friends and say, hey, is it okay if I call you at like 7 or 8 p.m. at night for like a week to just kind of tell you what happened with my day? Because I notice that's when I'm feeling the loneliness. And I've done this with my friends, and they're like, absolutely, let's do it. So really creating these safe connections with other humans to fill this human connection void that you might have in your human connection jar, and really leaning into these different ways and getting creative and knowing that, oh my God, the lonely feeling is so freaking human. It's so freaking human, and you are wired for connection. So creating connection in your life in these different ways will really help you stay in more integrity or alignment with yourself in the dating process. And something that you may have picked up on this video, but I'm just going to make it super explicit, is don't get on the app. Do not get on the dating apps when you are feeling super lonely. It's going to lead you into communication with people that aren't in alignment with what you are looking for in a partner, most likely. So I hope this helps. And if you found value in this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and drop me a comment. And I hope that this resonates with you and helps you through that lonely feeling that might be creeping in at night. And my heart is with you.